Right now on News 3 this morning, Saturday, the CEO of the Badgerland Girl Scouts is now speaking out following sexual assault allegations filed against a former troop leader. Plus, a federal judge in Texas strikes down the Affordable Care Act, the reason behind his decision and what's next for the millions of Americans who use it. And becoming available. Tickets go on sale in just a couple hours to see a former First Lady in Wisconsin. What you need to know.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning, Saturday. It is 5 in the morning on December 15th. I'm Josh Spreiter with meteorologist Chris Reese. Christmas is getting a little closer. I don't even know what I was trying to say there.
It's getting much closer.
It is.
Yeah, you know what? I realized that 10 years ago today, I had my first ever snow day.
Ooh.
Didn't know what that was. I remembered waking up 5 o'clock in the morning, finding out school was canceled. But nonetheless, no snow in our forecast right now, especially not enough to close schools around here. Anyway, conditions have been clear just about all night long, Josh. We have been watching the sunshine since yesterday, and I do think we will see plenty of sunshine today as well. There might be some patchy fog in some spots. Current conditions here, clear skies. In fact, you can see some of those planets shining bright this morning along with the twinkling stars. The temperature now 20 degrees. Winds out of the north and northwest at 3 miles per hour. As of now, 8 degrees in Black River Falls, 12 in Camp Douglas, 17 as you work your way over towards Basketball. The Valley's always one of those spots that are just a little bit cooler, warmer towards the lakeshore at 29 in Milwaukee right now. Expect those temperatures throughout the morning to warm up into the upper 20s and low to mid 30s by lunchtime. We should top out by 40 or at 42 by the time we get you into the afternoon and early evening.
I feel like finally the nice weather timed out with the weekend.
It really did. This has been the first nice weekend in 2 months. Dave and I went back and looked, so it has been a very long time.
We will enjoy it.
Yes, we will.
All right, Chris, thank you. We're following a developing story this morning. A federal judge in Texas says the Affordable Care Act's individual coverage mandate is unconstitutional and that the rest of the law must also fall. The judge sided with the argument put forward by a coalition of Republican governors and attorneys general, including Wisconsin, that Obamacare could no longer stand now that there's no penalty for Americans who don't buy insurance. But with appeals forthcoming, the ruling is not expected to immediately affect the millions of Americans signing up for coverage. A reminder, today is the deadline to sign up for health care coverage under the Affordable Care Act. You can do so by visiting healthcare.gov. Governor Scott Walker has signed 3 controversial lame duck bills into law, one of which blocks Governor-elect Tony Evers from withdrawing Wisconsin from that lawsuit, challenging the Affordable Care Act. The bills strip powers from the incoming Democratic governor and attorney general and limit early voting in Wisconsin. Democrats and some Republicans encourage the governor to veto the measures to avoid tarnishing his legacy after he leaves office. Governor Walker dismissed those comments and said the bills guarantee transparency.
These bills don't change that legacy, and these bills don't fundamentally change the power of not just the next governor, but any governor thereafter going forward. They just make sure that we have transparency, accountability, that we always look to protect the taxpayers, and that we have a sense of stability going forward in state government, and that's why I'm pleased to sign all 3 of those into law.
Governor-elect Tony Evers was quick to respond to the bills being signed. He says the people demanded a change on November 6th, and they asked political leaders to solve problems, not pick petty political fights. Evers held a news conference shortly after the bills were signed into law.
I know Governor Walker spent a lot of time talking about his legacy over the last couple days, and frankly, he has chosen to make this part of his legacy too. People will remember that he took a stand that was not reflective of this last election.
Governor-elect Evers says he is reviewing his options moving forward. A group run by former Democratic U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder says it is already planning legal action. Tickets are now on sale to see Wisconsin's new governor and lieutenant governor get sworn in. These tickets to the inaugural gala cost $35. Both Evers and Lieutenant Governor-elect Mandela Barnes will be sworn into office on January 7th. The black tie party will take place later that night on the Monona Terrace. Group leader is awaiting his day in court, this after being arrested in connection with multiple acts of alleged sexual assault on a child. 49-year-old Stephen Faust served as a troop leader for nearly a decade prior to his arrest. The Sun Prairie Police Department says officers had been investigating Faust for several weeks over reports of multiple acts of sexual assault. They reportedly took place between 2010 and 2015. The Girl Scouts of Wisconsin require 2 leaders, including 1 female, to be present when interacting with children. Badgerland CEO Marcy Henderson says the community is shaken, but will try to move on.
One of the things that's really important is that girls and the adults in their lives understand that when bad things happen, and they do, that there's a place and a way to heal from that.
Sun Prairie Police say anyone with information on the case should contact them. You can remain anonymous. We have that information on our website, channel3000.com. A new fire station meant to cut down on emergency response times for thousands of Madisonians is almost finished. The alder for the area says Fire Station 14 will be open in less than 2 weeks by the 27th. There's still construction going on around Dairy and Femrite drives this morning. A News 3 investigation found it takes up to 15 minutes for an ambulance or fire truck to respond to parts of the city's southeast side. Construction on the new station started back in February. If you live or own a business around there, this might mean a slightly lower premium on your insurance, so be sure to contact your agent. If you haven't gotten it already, you'll probably get your property tax bill in the mail soon. This year, values went up by an average of 7% around the city, but some homeowners saw their assessments increase by as much as 14%. While that doesn't necessarily mean your tax bills will go up by that much, it could still mean paying significantly more. Tax payments have to be postmarked on or before December 31st in order to be processed as paid for 2018. Property taxes can also be paid online or over the phone. The number of companies looking to hire at the start of next year is at a 12-year high. That's according to a survey by the firm Manpower Group. It has Wisconsin's hiring outlook slightly higher than the national average, with about 28% of employers looking to add more staff. Wisconsin Public Radio reports there's a lack of workers in the state, meaning some companies are trying to attract out-of-state employees and train their current staff for promotions. This weekend, we're getting a glimpse of plans for a new pedestrian bridge going up in downtown Janesville. It's part of the Arise renovation project, including a $3 million budget for riverfront revitalization projects. The Janesville Gazette reports the bridge over the Rock River would connect the west side town market and Festival Street with a pavilion going up on the river's east side. Aside from just walking across the river, plans include sitting benches, a scenic space to host small events, and heritage panels along the bridge walls to capture Janesville's history. Construction is set to begin this summer. More than 3,000 UW-Madison students are celebrating the end of exams, lectures, and papers this weekend as they earn their degree from the UW. More than 1,000 of them will be at the Kohl Center tomorrow for the winter commencement ceremony. Former MLB Commissioner Bud Selig will deliver the keynote address. He's a Badger alumnus who founded the Milwaukee Brewers and now teaches an advanced level history seminar at UW called Baseball and Society since World War II. So if you're near the UW campus tomorrow morning, traffic may be a bit congested. Tickets go on sale later this morning to see former First Lady Michelle Obama in person. Mrs. Obama added new dates to her book tour this week, including a March 14th stop in Milwaukee. She'll be at the Miller High Life Theater. Ticket prices range from $60 to $190, and they go on sale at 10 this morning. Michelle Obama's new book is a memoir called Becoming, and although it was just released last month, it's already become the best-selling book of 2018. If you're flying Delta this holiday season, this message is for you. Delta Airlines says it will no longer allow any emotional support animals on flights longer than 8 hours. And if your puppy or kitten is younger than 4 months old, they can't come along at all. Even if they're listed as an emotional support animal, Delta says it found an 84% increase in incidents involving service animals over the past 2 years, including urinating, biting, and even one dog attack. The policy starts this Tuesday, December 18th. Well, everything is at stake tomorrow when the Packers head to Soldier Field to face the division-leading Bears. Chicago could win the NFC North if they beat the Packers. Quite a few things have to happen for the remainder of the season for the Packers if they want to make the playoffs. What the Packers can control is they have to win all 3 of their remaining games. The Packers have not won a single game on the road this year. Interim head coach Joe Philbin is focused on playing well at Soldier Field tomorrow.
Right now, we've got. I mean, this is an awful good football team that we're going in to play. We haven't had the type of success on the road that we need to have as a football team. So really, we're just beginning our, personally myself, just beginning the preparation for Chicago here. That's really all we're focused on right now.
Kickoff is set for noon on Sunday, and you can watch that on Fox. We'll, of course, have the highlights on News 3 at 10. If you're looking for a unique homemade gift for someone on your holiday gift list, you can check out more than 1,000 pieces of original pottery today. The Madison School and Community Recreation annual sale goes from 9 to 3. It showcases mugs, dishes, vases, and unique gifts sculpted by MSCR staff, including students and the local ceramic artists. You can find more information at mscr.org. We've got some milder temperatures ahead for us this weekend. Here's a live look outside over the Capitol this morning. Chris is in next with details in his full forecast. You're watching News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
It's a cold start to your Saturday with plenty of clear skies out here right now. Temperature-wise, though, things are certainly on the chillier side. 20 degrees right now in Madison, and I won't be surprised to see those temperatures drop another couple degrees. 21 for our friends in Janesville, Lone Rock at 18, 8 and Black River Falls right now. Of course, we are warmer along the lakeshore, but we're actually seeing temperatures much colder than this time yesterday. That's because we don't have the cloud cover or the fog. So without that to trap any kind of heat in, all the heat is allowed to escape, and you really get some cooler temperatures for the morning. But as we head into the afternoon, I do think we'll get plenty of warming as well. Temperatures should top out into the low 40s for a lot of us today. And then overnight tonight, not as cold with temperatures falling back into the mid-20s. Then we'll actually see a little bit of a warming trend towards morning with winds coming out of the south and west. So watch how temperatures warm up. But then a cold front comes through into the afternoon. That will establish a pretty strong northwesterly flow taking us into Monday, where I think we actually will see some colder temperatures then. But for the most part, we are experiencing plenty of sunshine. That cold front back to the west over the Rockies right now. And then we do have a system over the eastern half of the country bringing a lot of rain to the Ohio Valley and parts of the southeast right now. That's going to be staying to our southeast with high pressure and control. Here comes that cold front sweeping things out of here as we go through your Sunday, only to be replaced with even more sunshine behind that, along with temperatures that are cooler, but eventually they will moderate by the time we get you towards the middle of the week. Highs will be right around freezing or just above as we get through Monday, warming up towards the middle of the week and then cooling off again in the weekend leading up to Christmas. And that is where we could see another shot of some colder air moving into the area. Of course, we've been dealing with these mild temperatures since this time last weekend, but just as we head into the holiday, a shot of colder air dives into the eastern half of the country. That could bring some chances for snow. It doesn't look like a lot of snow chances, but we'll watch it nonetheless. This morning, 28 to 36 degrees. By the afternoon, topping out right around 42. Still seeing sunshine, though, with chances for flurries through the middle of the week and then a chance for some light snow the Sunday before Christmas.
Loving all that sunshine.
Absolutely.
All right, Chris, thank you.
My pleasure.
With our recent warm-up over the freezing mark the past couple of days, the DNR again wants to make sure you're being safe if you're heading out on the ice this weekend. The DNR does not monitor the condition or thickness of the ice on area lakes because it can vary so much. Instead, they want you to take up the responsibility of measuring the ice before you start ice fishing or skating. They recommend at least 4 inches of ice for those activities and 8 to 12 inches of ice before you park your car or small truck on it. It's also recommended you never venture out on the ice by yourself. A rule of thumb, the DNR says clear ice is generally stronger than ice with snow or bubbles in it. If you're more of a land dweller and looking for some fun outdoor activities to get the kiddos moving this weekend, there's a cool place for them to try out snowshoeing. The Aldo Leopold Nature Center is hosting a candlelit snowshoe hike with hundreds of glowing lights to lead the way. There likely won't be much snow, but the hike's still on with or without it. You can also make s'mores around the campfire and warm up with some hot chocolate. That's happening later today from 4:30 to 8. If you're planning ahead to make any family camping trips, you can now sign up for the DNR's new and less expensive campsite reservation system, that is. You can log on to wiparks.net to set up an account. They'll start taking reservations this Monday. If you're already booking your spot for next year, don't worry. Those reservations will still carry over, and you should receive an email confirming your reservation has been transferred to the new system. It's 5:18 this morning. An adult superhero film is reinvented into a family-friendly flick, and another new film is getting a lot of Oscar buzz. Plus, there are several shows and movies for you to enjoy this weekend. Will's in next with your 3 things to watch on News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Welcome back at 5:21. In entertainment news this morning, another Deadpool movie is in theaters this weekend, and this time it's one you can bring your kids to.
The holidays.
Thought it'd be fun.
Why PG-13?
It's a family movie, also money, also Disney.
You heard it from Ryan Reynolds. Once Upon a Deadpool is a holiday release of May's Deadpool 2. This version includes the superhero reading to Fred Savage with less gore and less profanity. It's in theaters through Christmas Eve and is rated PG-13, so you can bring your older kids along. Right now, the Oscar buzz is growing for a new film due out Christmas Day. A-list stars hit the red carpet for the premiere of the movie Vice. Christian Bale took on a physical transformation once again to star as Dick Cheney. Amy Adams co-stars as his wife Lynn, along with big names like Steve Carell, Tyler Perry, and Sam Rockwell. The film, spanning 50 years of Cheney's life, comes out in theaters Christmas Day. It already tops the list of Golden Globe nominations with 6. You don't have to wait or even leave your house to watch something this weekend. Here's Will Loper's 3 Things to Watch.
I saw it. A mythical creature I had only heard existed in legend.
This weekend, stay out of the snow and watch a movie about snow creatures instead with Smallfoot.
Look at your small foot. Oh my gosh, it's a small foot. Come back.
Channing Tatum voices a Yeti who sees a human and must convince his village that they do exist.
Son, it can't be true.
Migo, you will be banished from the village until you are ready to tell us the truth.
I know what I saw, and I'm gonna prove it. Is it too late to have second thoughts?
Yes. Let's do this.
Smallfoot is out everywhere now on home video.
Safe here, nice and warm. So warm. Wait a minute. How's that?
Nice and toasty all the way around.
Newly streaming on Netflix is the film Roma. Directed by Alfonso Cuarón and garnering multiple awards nominations, the film tells the story of a live-in housekeeper in Mexico City. Roma is available to stream on Netflix now.
You don't have to be nervous.
I'm not.
They're gonna love you.
I hate her.
Amy. Finally, if it's your first time meeting your significant other's family this holiday season, just know it can't go any worse than it does in the family stone.
Now, don't dilly-dally there, pretty lady. We're all gonna be down here talking about you.
Sarah Jessica Parker stars as the woman meeting her boyfriend's family, played by Diane Keaton, Rachel McAdams, Luke Wilson, and many more famous people, where things don't go so well.
I'm just as good as any of you. Of course you are. Better, probably.
Man, I'm the Everett. Everett, come on. Hey.
The Family Stone is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
We're not so great. And you're the worst. I'm the worst.
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch. And this is Will Loper for News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Some iconic Hollywood memorabilia is on sale this weekend, but you better be ready to pay up. At the Profiles in History auction house, Marilyn Monroe fans get this costume gown from the Prince and the Showgirl. But get this, bidding starts at $150,000. The gray suit Sean Connery wore in James Bond, You Only Live Twice, is also on the auction block. That starts at $100,000. From movies to music now, Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody is the world's most streamed song from the 20th century with more than 1.6 billion streams. More than 40 years after the single was recorded, it got a boost this year from the Freddie Mercury biopic Bohemian Rhapsody. Queen was once told the 6-minute operatic song would never sell. Just about 5:27 this morning, and there's more real news ahead this morning, including what's next for the millions of Americans on Obamacare after a judge in Texas strikes the law down. Plus, Instagram official. The social media site is the fastest growing, but now it's being used for much more than just picture sharing. Its role in big business when News 3 This Morning Saturday continues. Doing it for the gram. The business marketplace is changing as companies shift their advertising strategies to Instagram. We're taking a look behind this growing trend.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning, Saturday. It is 5:30 on this December 15th. I'm Josh Breiter. Meteorologist Chris Reese is tracking some sunshine and warmer temperatures this weekend, but first, here's what's making news this morning. A federal judge in Texas says the Affordable Care Act's individual coverage mandate is unconstitutional and that the rest of the law must also fall. The judge sided with the argument put forward by a coalition of Republican governors and attorneys general, including Wisconsin, that Obamacare could no longer stand, now that there's no penalty for Americans who don't buy insurance. But with appeals forthcoming, the ruling is not expected to immediately affect the millions of Americans signing up for coverage. Today is your last day to sign up for coverage by visiting healthcare.gov. A new fire station meant to cut down on emergency response times for thousands of Madison neighbors is almost finished. Officials say Fire Station 14 will be open in less than 2 weeks by the 27th. There's still construction going on around Dairy and Femrite drives this morning. A News 3 investigation found it can take up to 15 minutes for an ambulance or fire truck to respond to parts of the city's southeast side. Construction on the new station started back in February. If you live or own a business around there, this might actually mean a lower premium on your insurance, so be sure to contact your agent. Tickets go on sale later this morning to see former First Lady Michelle Obama in person. Mrs. Obama added new dates to her book tour this week, including a March 14th stop in Milwaukee. She'll be at the Miller High Life Theater. Ticket prices range from $60 to $190, and they go on sale to the public at 10 this morning. Michelle Obama's new book is a memoir called Becoming, and although it was just released last month, it's already become the best-selling book of 2018. With less than a month until the state of Wisconsin has a new governor and lieutenant governor, tickets are now on sale to attend the inauguration gala. Those tickets cost $35 for both Evers, and Lieutenant Governor-elect Mandela Barnes will be sworn into office on January 7th. The black tie party will take place later that night at the Monona Terrace. 5:32 right now. We'll send it over to meteorologist Chris Reese with a check of your forecast. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Josh. We're still seeing a lot of those clear skies out there. Temperatures holding steady, though, at 20 degrees right now. Winds out of the north and northwest at 3 miles per hour. But we've really seen these cooler temperatures throughout the morning. 21 in Janesville, 20 in Watertown as well. You go towards the Dells, you're at 16. You go to Black River Falls, you are at 6 right now. So, of course, there's certainly quite a spread in temperatures across south central Wisconsin this morning. And we're pacing anywhere from about 10 to 20 degrees colder than we were at this time yesterday, because what we had yesterday was fog and cloud cover. This morning we don't have that to work as a blanket, so all kind of heat on the ground just escapes into outer space. We see those temperatures really come down. We're keeping the clear skies around this morning, though. Really, weather track completely quiet. Expect that going through your day, though, with plenty of sunshine, especially as we get you towards the afternoon, and temperatures that will top out into the lower 40s for those highs. Now, here's how the Beltline is shaping up. A few cars out this morning, but so far no issues at all are showing up across the city of Madison. Josh?
All right, Chris, thank you. 5:34 right now. Americans spend an estimated $445 billion annually on beauty products. It's a number that's expected to rise by $750 billion by 2024. The popularity of internet influencers is forcing modern beauty brands to shift their marketing strategy. Maria Villarreal explains.
You look so cute. Collectively, these women have more than 5 million people around the world following their every move on Instagram.
Are you working on new packaging?
Well, no, we're launching our lipstick.
Now these influencers are adding the title of entrepreneur to their profiles.
The idea that you have several very successful women sitting in one place at one time, like supporting each other, it just doesn't feel like that happens often.
We genuinely are here to help each other and support each other and help our brands grow.
Hey guys, Mariana here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm here with Lauren.
Yay! Hi guys.
We really think collaboration over competition, and we want to help our friends and our fellow influencers and just kind of help lift everybody up.
Influencers like beauty entrepreneurs Mariana Hewitt and Lauren Gores Ireland make money by sharing sponsored posts, collaborating with major brands, or incorporating ads into YouTube videos.
I want to know if any of you guys have actually tried Kerastos's Lait and Croyab cream.
Cezanne can post something and it'll push more sales than an actress or someone on a TV show.
But now these self-made celebrities are launching their own skincare, makeup, and subscription box services and creating competition for bigger, more traditional brands.
You don't have the science background, so then what makes you qualified to launch a beauty brand?
We call ourselves educating consumers, and because we've tested and tried so many things out there, we knew exactly what we liked and what we didn't like in a product. So we worked really closely with the lab and formulated a product from scratch, and we didn't launch it until we were fully happy with it.
Are you finding some good options?
Kat Quinn, Refinery 29's beauty director, says these women offer something many of the big beauty companies don't.
Hi guys, I just signed on to Live.
Direct interaction with customers.
What they are experts in is they're experts as consumers. So they know what their followers like. They're talking to their followers in the comments, being able to kind of tap into this focus group that's at your fingertips all day long.
And this is by Tasha.
Quinn says these influencers aren't just convincing people to buy products.
One line we love is Beauty Counter.
They're forcing the industry to shift their strategy.
Smooth it on thoroughly literally all over the face.
We're the modern day Avon lady. We're the modern day Mary Kate lady. So it's like your friend that would come into your house and then put all the products on the table and hope that you bought something when you left. It's the same, but it's online now. Move the hand this way a tiny bit.
Hewitt and Gores already had a trusting, engaged following when they launched their skincare line.
So how do you go from influencing to then creating your own product? Was it because there wasn't something specific in the market that you wanted for yourselves?
We had a relationship with our followers, and they were telling us every day what they wanted. So we took what we wanted to create, and we took what they were asking us for, and then dreamed up the perfect product.
I mean, we have not spent any marketing dollars, and we were able to become a #1 selling skincare brand.
How is that even possible? You didn't spend any money on marketing. It was all social media?
It was all social media.
And we are so excited to finally share with you our next product for Summer Fridays.
And it's almost more convincing to them to buy from a YouTuber they love than an ad in a magazine.
From Instagram to instant success.
Right before we launch it, we'll bring it to our meeting, and you guys can.
Well, because I think this group is proof it's good to be liked. Mireya Villarreal, Los Angeles.
Instagram has been around since 2010 and is now the fastest growing social media site with 1 billion monthly users. 5:37 this morning. Are you looking for something to do this weekend? We've got some ideas for you and the family. From 2 Christmas classics to 1 chance for bands to get their big break. We're breaking down what's happening around the Madison area in your Weekend 608 when News 3 This Morning Saturday continues. Welcome back to 541, and it is the weekend in the 608.
And here's a look at what's going on around town in the area.
This first event is showing all weekend long at the Bartell Theater. Students from the Central Midwest Ballet Academy are performing The Little Matchstick Girl, based on the short story by Hans Christian Andersen back in 1845. This is a family-friendly production taking you through the tale of the young girl's Christmas Eve adventure. But just know it has some heavy and sad moments too. You have 2 chances to see it at 2 and 7 o'clock today.
And nothing says Christmas quite like this one. The big traditional production of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol is put on every year at the Overture Center by the Children's Theater of Madison. This year, American Players Theater actor David Daniels steps into the role of Ebenezer Scrooge. You can enjoy the Christmas classic both today and tomorrow at 2:30. There are some shows next weekend as well.
Another holiday favorite with a twist, Dance Wisconsin, the regional dance company for dancers 12 years and older, brings us the Nutcracker this weekend at the Memorial Union. Now, this is not to be confused with the much larger production of the Nutcracker performed by the Madison Ballet at Overture Hall this month. Dance Wisconsin's version involves a cast of more than 80 dancers, musicians, and members of the Monona Grove High School Singers. Shows are both today and tomorrow at 2 p.m. inside Shannon Hall at the Memorial Union.
And here's your chance for something without a holiday theme. Before a crowd, including a panel of judges made up of music industry veterans. A slate of up-and-coming local musicians will compete in the annual Madison Area Music Association Breakthrough Artist Competition at the High Noon Saloon. That's tomorrow night. The grand prize for the winner of the Battle of the Bands is a headlining spot at the Mama's Award ceremony next June. You can watch someone's big break tomorrow night from 6 to 10.
And as always, you can get this month's Madison magazine for all of the best in the Madison area.
Well, finally sunny skies and warmer temperatures are in line for the weekend. Josh, we were talking earlier, we have not seen this in like not 6 months. It feels like
it feels like
it. It has been 2 months since we've had a true beautiful weekend with above normal temps.
Yeah, looking forward to that forecast we're going to have coming up right after the break. But first, happy birthday to Ivy Lynn, Sawyer, and all of the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 this morning, Saturday.
We've had the clear skies since yesterday afternoon, but that really allowed those temperatures to come down for the morning lows. Right now we're at 20 degrees in Madison and clear skies. It is possible for temperatures to drop another degree or two. We'll watch that. 21 in Janesville, Monroe a little warmer at 28. Mineral Point at the freezing mark as of now. Teens farther towards the north though, 17 in the Dells, 12 in Camp Douglas. Black River Falls, one of the common cool spots, are coming in at 7. We are warmer towards the lakeshore right now. That's where temperatures are more so into the middle and upper 20s. But overall, we are seeing temperatures anywhere from about 8 to 15 degrees colder than they were at this time yesterday, just because the clouds and the fog aren't really there to act as a blanket this morning. But as we head into the afternoon, I do think that sunshine will help warm us up into the upper 30s and low 40s for a lot of us today. We'll also won't be as cold tonight. We'll stay just a little bit milder. Temperatures will fall into the mid-20s and then actually warm up a little bit before sunrise with winds coming out of the southwest. That'll be ahead of a cold front that will bring that northwesterly wind back into the picture, especially as we head into Monday. But nonetheless, Sunday will likely be a carbon copy of today, with the exception of a change in wind direction. Still though, no cloud cover around, plenty of sunshine. Here's that cold front already starting to gather on the leeward side of the Rockies. There's still plenty of rain over the south and east, and that's going to be staying to our south and east as well. High pressure will keep it that way. Here's that cold front that will sweep on through, only to be replaced with more high pressure and more sunshine as we head through next week. There are very little chances to really get any kind of precipitation around here, but you'll notice that first drop in temps on Monday. Temperatures will moderate a little bit, and then the weekend before Christmas, that's when the next shot of colder air looks like it's going to move into the country. We've been watching this one. Here's that milder pattern overall. Check the date, December 20th, and watch the colder air coming in from Canada at that point. Sometimes you can get systems to develop that will at least bring some chances for some snow. It doesn't look likely, but we'll watch it. So this morning, 28 to 36 degrees, 42 as we head into this afternoon, and then of course still plenty of sunshine to go, but we do at least have a chance for snow the Sunday before Christmas. We'll watch it, because I'll tell you what, if that can put down an inch or two of snow, that means a white Christmas around here. I do think temperatures would stay cold enough to keep it. I won't be here to enjoy that, so you'll probably get it. Nonetheless, we'll watch it. We will watch that closely.
I don't know. I just want you to be dancing out there on the patio getting some falling snow.
You know what? As soon as Christmas is over, I'm sure we'll get something, and I'll be right back out there.
Oh, loving the Christmas sweater. I got the tie on this morning. It's supposed to light up, but I'm thinking, I don't know if you can see it at all. The batteries are dying a little bit on it.
That's all right. We'll have to zoom in on it later.
We're trying to get festive. All right, well, we've been asking you to share your morning with us, and Gwen posted this picture on Facebook. She says, a beautiful morning in the woods, and she said there's some buck rub on the left scrub tree right there. Pretty neat picture. There's some snow there. I don't know where that picture was taken, but I'm kind of jealous of that.
Here.
Down here in Madison. What does this morning look like? Take a picture and post it to the Channel 3000 Facebook page, Twitter, or Instagram. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We'll share our favorites right here on the show. A Walworth Families Light Show is doing some good this holiday season, helping transform a church in Elkhorn.
There is no more joy than when you hit play, when you press play, and the show starts and you see the lights and you see how magical and what the lights can do.
JT Worley turns his house into a musically timed light show every year. A car salesman loved it and wanted JT to deck out his dealership with festive lights. Instead of payment, JT asked him to donate the labor cost to his church, which is trying to pay off $25,000 in repairs, including electrical equipment damaged in a lightning strike this summer. The car dealership agreed to pay the entire bill. How about that? 5:51 this morning. There's a full hour of real news ahead at 8. And then tomorrow on News 3 This Morning Sunday, a local woman is calling for action in a battle with her health insurer. This after it says it won't cover a major medical procedure. That story and more on our news starting at 6:30 tomorrow morning. But first on our news this morning, unbottling history. Construction workers thought they were renovating just any 100-year-old house when they came across a bottle of beer with a much deeper meaning. That story when News 3 This Morning Saturday returns in a moment. 5:55 right now, and here's a story we know Wisconsinites will be excited about. Construction workers were remodeling a 100-year-old home when they came across a piece of history.
Or rather, Josh, a bottle of history. Mike Sullivan has the story from Indianapolis.
If homes could talk, what would they say? What would they know?
Every once in a while, it seems like one of them will kind of start to like you.
Maybe open up.
It'll show you a little secret.
This one on Washington Street, speaking to Dylan Ratch.
This house must have really liked us.
He's working a remodel, overhauling the electrical of this 100-year-old home.
We pretty much have to get into about every nook and cranny of the place.
Uncovering forgotten good luck charms.
Yep, shoes on the wall.
Old medicine bottles, 90-proof alcohol, and morphine.
So it'd pretty well knock your socks off, whatever was wrong with you.
However, the real secret lies in a crawl space in the basement.
I didn't think it would be anything near as cool as what it turned out being.
A century-old bottle, its label reading Home Brewing Company. The paper spared from sun and rain.
Yeah, water's death to paper.
As is prohibition to the Home Brewing Company, the Indy staple folding nearly a century ago.
What's neat now is that there's this other brewery more recently that's in the same building.
I've been here about 8 months.
Indiana City Brewing, 5.5.
Just seemed like a really natural progression for the brewery to end up here.
On the wall, you'll find a quote. Once again, it will be a personal liberty.
Again, a citizen's right to drink what you want when you want to.
Home Brewing Company's defiant message to their customers.
Early 1900s, when Prohibition happened, the Home Brewing Company tried to start making near beer to make it through, but unfortunately there just wasn't a demand for it, and then they had to close their doors.
Their bottling location is still intact, brewing building now gone.
This was the tunnel where the beer would be piped over for conditioning and bottling.
Where this one was made.
Maybe it just used me to try to get back home. That's what it was all about.
In Indianapolis, I'm Mike Sullivan, CBS 4 News.
Boy, you never know what you're going to find, huh?
I know. Truly Wisconsin story right there.
Yes, it doesn't get any more Wisconsin
It
than
really
that.
doesn't. No, all they needed was some cheese. But we will be looking at the cheese in the sky today. We call that the sun. Plenty of that as we go through the weekend, and plenty of that as we go really through the next week. The only true chance for extended cloud cover and some perhaps snow comes in as we go into Saturday and Sunday. Also, your pet walk, Josie and Baraboo. Man, look at that coat.
Looks like she could blend in with the snow there.
I know. She is certainly getting ready for the Wisconsin winter. That is for sure.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at 8 for more News 3 This Morning Saturday.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.